Alcohol cravings feel really strong in the moment, and we want to drink because of that associated link between that behavior of drinking and the associated positive feelings of relief, relaxation, reward. Through working as a clinical psychologist in the addiction sphere, I know that there are 7 key tactics to helping to really disrupt this cycle, really break this link between drinking and these positive emotional consequences, these emotional feelings. So the first technique is urge surfing. So just like waves, urges, they come and they go. Urges, cravings for alcohol, they peak and then they fade. They usually last about 10 or 20 minutes. And the idea is that we just need to observe it, just notice it and allow it to come and allow it to go. Maybe we notice during urges that we have particular physical sensations. Maybe our hands get quite shaky. Maybe we feel it in our stomach. So we can just notice this and just say to ourselves that this craving will pass. This feeling will go. Just being aware that it's not going to hang around forever, and that's okay. Secondly, we can change our physical state. So often cravings come with a really physical element, and so therefore we can do the opposite. We can change this. We can, for example, get some cold water, a bag of peas from the freezer, put it on our forehead, our wrist. We can jump in the pool. Cold water is a really helpful way of just changing our physical state to change the craving, to change that feeling. We can also use intense physical movements, intense exercise. So maybe we can challenge ourselves to doing some push-ups. How many push-ups can you do? We can do some jumping jacks, even just going for a brisk walk outside. These things physically change how we feel and therefore can change those cravings, change how we feel on an emotional level. Fourthly, safe and healthy distraction. So engaging in healthy distraction is really beneficial. So this is not about suppressing our emotions, not trying to get rid of these feelings, but really honoring our feelings and going with what's most soothing. So maybe this is watching an old favorite movie. This could be knitting, doing a puzzle. This is something that's really engaging us in the present. It's not taking us away from the here and the now, but really centering us in what's going on at the moment. Particularly if cravings come due to trauma reminders, we really need something that is self-soothing, that is honoring our feelings and what we need. So even sensory objects like a warm blanket or a nice tea, some smells like lavender oil could be really helpful just to weather through this craving, to ride this wave, to cope through this craving storm. The fifth tactic is writing out a pros and cons list. So this is what we want to do before the craving hits, because in the moment it's actually really hard to think about the long-term benefits, the long-term consequences. So beforehand, when you're feeling okay, you can write out some pros and cons. What are the pros of drinking when an urge hits? What are the cons? Thinking about both the short-term and long-term consequences here. And when the craving hits, we can bring out this list and remind ourselves of why we're doing this, why we're trying to ride this wave, why we're trying to resist this urge right now. And with this, we want to be reminding ourselves of our values. What's the kind of person that we want to be? How do we want to show up for our children, for our partner? What's the kind of person that we want to be in our relationships? How do we want to be self-soothing? What are the benefits for our long-term health, well-being, connection, things like this? And this is just a really helpful reminder of our healthy, wise side helping us in these moments. We want to bring out that healthy, wise side to remind ourselves when we're feeling vulnerable that we can do this, that we're doing this for a purpose. We're moving towards our values, and that's okay. Through this reminder, this can help us stay in control in the moment. It can help us to resist against those impulsive decisions that we know will impact us in the long term. Number 6, deep breathing. So cravings often come with emotional responses, and with that, we're often doing quite quick and shallow breathing. So we really want to do some deep breathing to weather this storm, to ride these waves. So slowing down our breath really signals to our brain that we are safe, that there's no threat, that we don't need alcohol right now. So one particular deep breathing exercise that I like to do is box breathing, and it's super simple to do, and I like to find a square or a box somewhere in the room. It could be a window, it could be a pizza box, something like this. And we want to breathe in for one line, hold for one line, breathe out for one line, hold for another line until we've created that box. So let's do it together. So we want to breathe in for 4, hold, breathe out for 4, hold, breathe in for 4, hold, breathe out for 4, hold, breathe in for 4, hold, breathe out for 4, hold. And through our deep breathing, we can really regulate our nervous system to help to calm the urge, to subside it. Number 7, remembering that our urges and cravings are just that. Our thoughts and our urges, cravings, they're just thoughts. They're not commands that we need to follow, even though they feel really strong. So just labeling it as a craving, as an urge, helps us to create a bit of distance, a bit of separation from our identity as a person, from something that we need to do, a behavior we need to act on, and a thought. So through acknowledging this separation, through stepping back, helps us to really weaken that urge, weaken that connection. Instead, we can acknowledge, oh, there's that craving again. There's that thought. This will pass. I am not my thoughts. I am not my urges. Just because I'm having a craving doesn't mean I'm weak. Instead, I'm learning new helpful ways to cope with this. And this doesn't define me. I'm human and I'm on the path to healing, on the path to recovery. Through acknowledging our thoughts as just thoughts, helps us to create a bit more separation, step back from them. Means that they're not bullying us as much. In summary, each time that you resist a craving is a success. And we can't be perfect. You're only human. So maybe we can't do it every time, but that's okay. This is an opportunity of learning. And sometimes progress feels like 2 steps forward and 1 step back. But it's all momentum, it's all progress. And also, you don't have to go through this alone. So please do reach out if you feel like the cravings are really overwhelming. It's okay to need support. It's okay to get help. I'm going to be releasing some more of these videos. So if you are interested in learning more about coping with alcohol, coping with addiction, then please subscribe.